Hey YouTube, coming at you today with a Sick Fish Friday. And what you're seeing is my wife's 75-gallon tank with fungus cure in it. We've had all kinds of issues with this tank. Basically, since we first got our pseudomugills in here, we started losing them, and the thread fins seem to do all right, but we've just had a bunch of issues. The latest one is one of the praycocks. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see him or not. He's right there. See if we can zoom in on him and get a shot of what his issue is. He is exhibiting a fungus looking patch on his back. I think that he has had a conflict with one of the larger rainbows, probably while feeding, and he's developed a patch on his back that looks like it's a fungus that's sprouting out of it. You can just barely see him in the center of the screen in the background. He's kind of hanging back, so I can't really get him into focus. This tank has been treated with general cure for internal parasites. It's been treated with, there he is, right there in the center of the screen. And if you'll notice, he's got a patch on his side and a fungus-looking growth coming out of it, and it also goes over to his other side. This tank has been treated with general cure for internal parasites. It's been treated with a cordon product that is basically a bunch of different kinds of oils that remove the fish's slime coat, and it causes them to shed their slime coat and then start their slime coat over again. I've treated it with Pimafix. I've treated it with Cordon Rapid Cure. I've treated it with ProziPro and ICX, all trying to get rid of the parasites. And while the fish seem to be doing okay, we continually lose one after another. They just, every week or every other week, we lose another fish. And it's just really difficult to put a finger on what's going on. So I've been slowly ramping up the scale of the medication that I'm using. I've been pretty much at a loss as to figure out what it is. None of the fish are exhibiting stringy white poop anymore, so that it may not be internal parasites that are the issue for them anymore, and yet we continue to lose fish. I had one of the larger goiter rivers evidence a very large fin rot all of a sudden, like within a few days. And it's possible that what's going on is that these fish are suffering wounds from fighting each other, and that's causing the problem. It's possible that this is an issue with water quality, in the sense of this tank is so heavily planted that we literally cannot vacuum the entire bottom of the tank well enough to solve any kind of detritus issues that are going on. I don't have a thick layer of EcoComplete in here, but it's thick enough to probably cause a problem if it's not not vacuumed regularly. And so this latest round is trying to get rid of the worst seeming problem of the moment, which is still that fish right in the center of the camera. I'm not sure if you can see him or not. It's prey cox, and he's pretty much remaining motionless where he is. I've noticed that the turquoise rainbow is not seeming to be as active. I almost feel like we're trying to fix a car by driving it to the parts house and going in and buying one part and then carrying it out and putting it in the car and see if that solves the issue, and then going back in when it doesn't and buying another part and carrying it out and installing it in the vehicle and seeing if that solves the issue. It's just not a very comfortable feeling to be left seemingly unable to discover exactly what's going on. Now, I just noticed a rainbow go by that had some slightly stringy white poop hanging out of it. It may have already defecated and lost it, but oh, right there. I'm just kind of at a loss in this tank as to what's actually going on with our fish, why they're having so many different issues, and why we're losing them seemingly one at a time. There's that fish. And that's one of the golder fishes that's evidencing it right now. Anyway, it's pretty miserable to have a tank full of sick fish and not be able to get a handle on exactly what the issue is and how to resolve it. It's something we all go through, and one instance or another we all end up in a situation like this. But it's very disheartening and very confounding for someone who feels like they have an ability to take care of their fish, an ability to help their fish thrive, to yet again go through the same, it's just a slow attrition of the fish in a tank. And I've really... I may have to do Prozzy Pro again, and I may be fighting. One of the things we may be fighting is just a continuation of internal parasites that, even with extended treatments, are just not quite being knocked out like they should. But I just thought I'd let you guys know and see what it's like to have a tank full of fungus cure and the Victoria green coloration of the water, which is basically malachite green. And it's a tough one. It stains the equipment, it stains the silicone, it stains the rocks, it stains a lot of stuff in your tank, and it's a pretty harsh chemical, really, as far as chemicals go. This is I've always preferred to use lesser chemicals and build my way up to a stronger and stronger chemical if needed. And that's basically where we are in this tank now. We've just really reached a point where we're starting to have some serious issues. The honest truth is this may be partially a water quality issue. I do a lot of water changes with this tank, but it doesn't negate the possibility that that is in effect what's going on, is that we're having because it's slightly overstocked, that it's still an issue for our fish, and still an issue that we need to resolve. Anyway, good luck, YouTube.